Peppa Pig has so much content that only a few fans have watched the entire show.
Dinosaur.
Seriously, there are nearly 400 episodes. But did you know the show is filled with hidden secrets that only the most detail-oriented fans can catch? We already know there are supernatural beings in Peppa Pig's world, like the Tooth Fairy, Santa Claus, and even Madame Gazelle, who has plenty of evidence pointing to her being a vampire. But what if we told you there's an entire magical kingdom that coexists with Peppa Pig's world? That's right, the show Ben and Holly's Little Kingdom, where the main characters are elves and fairies, is part of Peppa's universe. The reason is that the show was created by the same cartoonists who made Peppa Pig, Neville Astley and Mark Baker. They developed it years after Peppa's huge success. One clue that both shows coexist is the fact that Ben and Holly's faces appear in the background of some Peppa episodes. Moreover, the character Redbeard from Ben and Holly's Little Kingdom, a pirate elf, bears a strong resemblance to the pirate seen in Peppa Pig. They're clearly not the same person, since one is an elf and the other is a human, but they could easily be distant relatives. Unless, of course, Peppa's pirate is actually Redbeard using magic to appear human, right? Today, we're uncovering 9 hidden secrets you've never noticed in Peppa Pig. Excited? Let's begin. Another Cinewave is starting! Mandy Mouse is a unique character because she can't walk and uses a wheelchair to move around. It's a great way to add disability representation to the show, but there's a little detail that might change how you see her character. Although Mandy is a mouse who behaves like a human, just like the other characters in the cast, we've seen that Madame Gazelle has guinea pigs that look just like real-world animals. Other ordinary guinea pigs also appear in the series. And if you didn't know, both guinea pigs and mice are rodents. So why do mice act like humans in this world while guinea pigs don't? The answer might be that the mice in Peppa Pig's world are usually normal and Mandy is an exception. But she wasn't always an exception. This strange detail, combined with the fact that Mandy uses a wheelchair, suggests she may have once been an ordinary mouse. Since mice are often used in experiments, she could have undergone a mutation that made her evolve. But as a side effect, she became paraplegic. Who would have thought this character might be hiding such a dark origin story?
Ooh.
Speaking of Madame Gazelle's guinea pigs, have you ever considered that they might be hiding something from us too? By now, you probably know Madame Gazelle is a vampire. It's never been directly stated in the show, but there are so many obvious clues that it's practically confirmed, like the scene where Peppa notices she has no reflection in the mirror. However, it's possible that Madame Gazelle isn't the only creature of the night. Her pets might also be vampires. That would explain the extra care she seems to give them. If they're little shadowy monsters, who knows what they might do when they get cranky from not being brushed? Additionally, the feeding chart for the guinea pigs showed that they eat much more at night than during the day. Could it be because they're more awake at night? Maybe that's also why they need to be accompanied even when they're asleep. It doesn't make sense for an animal to feel lonely while sleeping, but if it's awake in the dark while everyone else is asleep, that's a different story. If you think Peppa Pig's secrets are amazing, comment below with #secrets. Peppa's town is a quiet rural area nestled among mountains, and it seems pretty isolated from the rest of society. You can notice the difference whenever the characters travel to other cities or countries, like bustling London or New York. In a way, it's fair to say the main cast of the show lives in isolation from the rest of the world, but this isn't just any kind of isolation. There's something strange about it, and you'll soon understand why. In one episode, Mrs. Sheep gets a job offer that would require her to move to another city with Susie Sheep. However, out of nowhere, she receives a phone call saying the job is no longer available. Isn't it odd that this happens just as she's about to leave town? It doesn't seem like a mere coincidence. It's as if there's someone or something preventing the characters from permanently leaving this town. They can go on temporary trips, like when the Pig family visited the US, but moving away for good? That seems impossible. Perhaps anyone who stays in the town for too long becomes trapped. Could that be why Aunt Dottie rarely visits her family? Have you ever noticed how the clouds, sun, and moon behave oddly in Peppa Pig's world? The clouds, for instance, seem to move in a mechanical, almost programmed way, rather than drifting naturally as gas particles would in the real world. The sun and moon are just as strange. You'll never see both of them in the sky simultaneously. In real life, the moon can appear as the sun sets, but this never happens in Peppa Pig. How is it possible that after hundreds of episodes, we've never seen both these celestial bodies together? The answer might lie in Peppa's sky itself. Perhaps the clouds, sun, and moon aren't natural at all. They could be artificial creations, part of a man-made atmosphere designed to replace the real one, which was entirely destroyed. One theory is that extreme pollution or a catastrophic technological accident wiped out the Earth's original atmosphere along with the moon and sun. This might have occurred during the war between humans and animals, a conflict we've discussed in previous videos. If this theory is true, neither Peppa nor anyone else can survive without these machines creating a breathable environment. It's possible that scientists in this world control the weather with these systems, explaining why the clouds move predictably and the weather can change so suddenly in some episodes. With a simple button press, it could start raining on command. Given that characters like Mr. Rabbit are capable of creating incredible machines, it's not far-fetched to imagine that scientists in Peppa's universe could pull off such a feat. We've seen Peppa Pig's town so many times that we could probably navigate every corner of it. But what if I told you this town is actually part of a pirate island? Think about it. Piracy is a recurring theme in the show, almost as if it's a normal part of daily life for the town's residents. The show even features a character known simply as Pirate who roams the streets without causing much of a stir. His presence isn't treated as extraordinary, and in one episode, we even see him casually walking through town as if it's perfectly normal for a pirate to be there. This suggests that Peppa's family might live on an island used as a base by pirates. It's where they come to rest, sell treasures, or hide from authorities. And given how incompetent the town's police officers seem, they haven't even realized the pirate's treasure was clearly stolen. By the way, why not hit the subscribe button? That way, you'll always get updates on our videos about Peppa Pig and other amazing shows. Speaking of pirates, we always hear about Grandpa Pig being a sailor, but did you know there are plenty of clues suggesting he's been lying to us and might actually have been a pirate in his youth? Seriously, there are so many coincidences that cast doubt on his adventurous past. For example, he owns a pirate named Polly. Sure, parrots are cool, but the odd thing is that parrots are one of the main trademarks of pirates, as many of those sea bandits were known for keeping parrots as companions. But if you think that's just a coincidence, let's dig a little deeper. In one episode, Daddy Pig hands George a pirate hat. Now, why would a sailor keep a pirate hat around, especially since sailors and pirates are sworn enemies? Maybe you're thinking, oh, it could be a trophy from a pirate Grandpa Pig defeated in the past. But if that's the case, why would he let his grandson wear it? And more importantly, what kind of sailor decorates his boat with a flag featuring a skull, the ultimate symbol of pirates? Even if it's just for fun, shouldn't he encourage his grandchildren to play as sailors instead?
Oh, now I see.
But maybe Grandpa Pig wasn't just a pirate in his younger days. Everything points to him having dabbled in all kinds of criminal activities. Grandma Pig has mentioned that Grandpa Pig used to ride a motorcycle, and she even admitted to loving that time in their lives. However, Grandpa seems a bit embarrassed when talking about those days. From the flashback, you might think he's ashamed because of his leather jacket and trendy rebellious style back then. But if he was once a pirate, why would he be embarrassed about that? Maybe it's because he wasn't just a biker, he was part of a motorcycle gang. In the past, biker gangs were pretty popular, so perhaps Grandpa Pig joined one of these groups either before or after his pirate days. It's always been a little odd that in Peppa Pig, some animals behave like humans while others are completely normal. One of these so-called normal animals is Dr. Hamster's tortoise. But let's be honest, that tortoise doesn't seem so normal. After all, it managed to climb an entire tree on its own. Unlike a squirrel or a gecko, a tortoise isn't built to scale walls or trees, which makes us wonder if Dr. Hamster's pet might have some kind of special powers. Want to keep having fun? We've got 2 amazing videos waiting for you on the screen. Just click on the one that catches your eye. Thanks, and see you next time!